You are watching a master at work.
Welcome to the We Eat, We Game, We Entertain podcast. How's everybody doing today? This is Tom, and you're listening to the We Eat, We Game, We Entertain podcast. More people than ever are getting into sports and sports betting, playing video games, and wanting to learn new recipes to cook. And on this podcast, I sit down with Morgan, my co-host, maybe some other friends from time to time to discuss and share what our opinions are and our ideas. And hopefully you guys can learn something along the way. So, Morgan, what are we talking about today?
Well, Tom, the first thing we've got this week is games. What have you been playing lately?
So, I just recently got the multiplayer part of Call of Duty, which has been fun. And then I can always go back. I play TFT regularly, and that's Team Fight Tactics. So that's a everyday thing for me.
I haven't been talked into buying the multiplayer part of Call of Duty yet because every time I buy it, I only play like 4 games before we eventually move on to...
Well, just to interject, so I only paid $20 or something. I had convinced Fish to give me $35.
Oh my god!
And your brother to Venmo me $15.
That's awful.
So, because I didn't want to pay $60 for it either, but then I'll pay $20 for it.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's just not worth full price. But then every time I mean, I don't like paying for games. I don't want to pay more than $20 for any game, really, unless it's something spectacular. Yeah. But I have been playing Team Fight Tactics a little bit as well. I tried playing a game this week. I've played 3 or 4 games now. I have not come in 8th every single time. I actually placed 5th one time. So huge steps for me. Game's pretty fun. I like that it's free. I enjoy tactical games like that where you have to think about the different pieces and where they're placed. And
oh yeah, it's always moving people around, seeing what the other teams are doing. Because I don't know if you know this, but you can look at other people's boards too before you fight them.
Before the fight?
Yeah, so the bottom right corner of the full screen game, there'll be like a bunch of different little like mini boards that you can click on, and it goes to everybody else's map, and you can see them move their pieces around. You can see what their champions, what their synergies are. So,
I did not know that. And honestly, it'll probably be like 10 more games before I can actually understand what's even going on someone else's board, because I have no idea what I'm doing yet. First step. That's the first step, though, is me figuring me out. I need to play some more games. I think that there's some games that we can play against bots, if I'm correct.
There's no point. Just play normal games. Just don't do ranked yet.
But I suck so bad. Anyway, maybe a co-op. Maybe that's something that I need. I just need something else besides coming in 8th against people every time.
Yeah, and we can duo together when we're on together. So.
Yeah. I also, because of when you download Team Fight Tactics, you also have to download League of Legends because it's inside of the Riot client, I guess. And it actually forces you to play a game of League of Legends before you can even play Team Fight Tactics. So I've played that, and I actually played a couple games this morning, and it's okay. For a free game, it's all right. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, we played Smite a couple years back, and Smite's basically a ripoff of League, or whichever one came out first, vice versa.
I never played Smite.
You didn't play it with us on PS4?
I never did. Nope. I refused. Oh. I was just busy at the time playing Ark.
Oh, okay.
You know how it was.
Oh, yeah. No, that game. Yep. So.
I didn't play any other game.
Besides Team Fight Tactics, anything else gaming-wise that you've been looking into?
Not really. I've been really busy at work, so just still the same games for me. Really, besides those, I've been playing a bit of Call of Duty, Warzone, and I've been playing a lot of Bloons when I'm just sitting here because it's mindless. I've also been playing Mario Kart with Lauren. We're trying to unlock all the gold pieces in the Mario Kart that we have. So there's like a lot of different races that you have to like place in first in, and you have to do the time trials and all sorts of things. So we're trying to work on that, um, but nothing new. Just since mostly things that I've been doing.
Gotcha.
I am looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy. I know that we're talking about that today.
Yeah, so neither of us have bought it yet. Myself, I think you're the reason why I kind of did this too, because we're not buying it right now. Just because it's single player. Um, no reason to get it right now. It's not like it's going to go away. The
Exactly.
more we wait, the price is going to drop. I don't feel like paying, 60, $70 for a game that I can't play with friends.
Same.
So,
And at this point, yeah, there's no reason to buy it. I've heard that there's some issues as far as like the quality of things, and I know that those bugs will get sorted out. No game's release is a complete game these days. I'd rather wait until it's actually complete and the price goes down, especially with a single player game. Um, if they ever introduce a multiplayer thing, maybe that would be an incentive to jump on it a little quicker. Give us some Quidditch or something. But
Wizard Duels or something. They did have a
yeah,
Quidditch game that came out a couple years ago, but it flopped.
yeah. Maybe inside of this because this is really popular.
Hmm.
Just adding more things to that.
Yeah, I'm sure this is, I think, Avalanche Studios. I haven't really heard of them, so I think this is their first real big game.
That's what I've heard as well. And the game, I guess it came out this week,
Hmm.
earlier this week, and it's had pretty good reviews. I've seen it's been like all over Twitch, and lots of people are playing it. It's all over social media. Looks like it's good.
Yeah, from what I've seen, great reviews. The only people that are really bashing it are the people who have had problems with J.K. Rowling from years ago because of her comments. And they actually put in like a trans character in the game to kind of,
Oh, did they?
I guess, yeah, I guess to distance themselves from her, comments.
Fair.
So,
I mean, and
and-
J.K. Rowling didn't make the game. She made the universe. Sure, she's going to make money off the game. Sure, but I like Hogwarts
no, yeah,
and
no reason not to enjoy it.
Harry
It's like,
Potter.
it's this, I don't know, it's this generation's like Star Wars. That's the best way to explain it.
Was Star Wars not liked by people for those types of reasons?
Well, no, but like the generational, like everybody was like hyped
Oh,
about
I
it.
got you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I read Harry Potter. I mean,
Hmm.
that's saying a lot. I didn't read very many books, and I read those.
Yeah, I read the seventh book in like a night or two when it came out, so I'm about it. I'll get it. It's just whenever multiplayer games get bored or Steam has a sale with the game in it. So, and I'm sure they'll make DLCs and stuff too. So it'll be nice. Metascore gave it an 84 out of 100 based on like over 60 or so reviews. So
Yeah, it sounds
it's
good.
not a bad game.
I trust them. They've been scoring things for a long time, if I remember correctly.
I guess I'll just read a little blurb for people who don't, I guess, know what Hogwarts Legacy is if they've been under a rock or just too old not to pay attention. But it's an immersive open world RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. It is set in the 1800s, so it's way before Harry Potter and Voldemort and all that.
Mm, I didn't know that.
But yeah, you can take control of the action, be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world, embark on a journey through familiar and new locations as you explore and discover fantastical beasts. Customize your character, craft potions, master spells, upgrade talents, and become the wizard you want to be. So, and I've learned there's like, you can, from what I've heard, you can learn the 3 unforgivable curses.
Mm.
Like makes you like an evil wizard.
Oh, cool.
So
Interesting.
it kind of reminds me. I don't know if you ever played the first Fable game.
That's actually I was going to say.
Yeah.
That I love games like that where your choices affect you and your personality and the way you look and things like that. Fable,
Oh, yeah.
The first Fable was one of my favorite games ever, and I remember looking forward to that game for years before it came out. And then when it came out, it actually like lived up to the expectations and was better. I played. There were 4 endings, and I did all 4 of the endings. It was such a great game.
Yeah. You know, I just recently, they have it on sale every once in a while. So all the DLCs and everything I got for like $6 on Steam, and I played through it like a year ago, and it was really good.
I'll have to get that next time I see it.
Yeah, put it on your wish list.
That's what I'll do. I'll put it on my wish list.
So yeah, I got your brother to. I think I got your brother to buy it when it was on sale, and he plays through it.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where anything that's like $10 or less, if it's something that is actually interesting, I'll just get it and play it later.
Oh yeah. And actually, talking about Steam sales, they're actually having one going on right now. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's, I guess the Steam sale is just, they just have the sale just to have it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have them all the time. I think there's a Sonic sale going on right now. I know that I bought the Sonic Adventure 2. It's the game that my brother and I played for like way too many hours that you get the little dudes in the eggs. I can't even remember what they're called now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you ever play that one?
Dudes in the eggs.
Yeah, you got to like hatch the dudes and you take them to the different gardens and you go in there with the different heroes and you like.
Nah, that just reminds me of Spyro.
Yeah.
Hatching eggs.
Yeah. But
or cracking eggs, dragon statues.
I know the game is Sonic Adventure Battle 2. It's also got, I mean, the Sonic part of the game is the same as most other Sonic games. It was good. I think it was on the GameCube. But it was $2.50.
Oh yeah,
$2.
I didn't have the GameCube.
You didn't?
Nope.
That's disappointing.
Now my friend did, and we would always play Time Splitters 2. If you remember that game.
I've never heard of it.
It was some wild multiplayer game where you would like rift to different parts. I just remember it being like way cool.
I like games about time.
So that, and then always the, Super Smash.
Smash is best, yeah.
Mario Kart, all those games we would play at his house. But yeah, I had the original PlayStation, then middle school, high school, we had Xbox because that's, Matt, Gary, we all had that.
Okay. The original Xbox?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
and we'd mod the shit out of them.
Speaking of time games and the Xbox, did you ever play Blinks, the Time Sweeper?
No.
It was awesome as well. You're like a cat and you control time and you got to do the levels by using like fast forward and rewind and stop on the different things in your environment. It's a good game. I've always wanted them to like come out with another version of the game.
No, yeah, mainly Fable, I had that.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, I had that.
Yeah. That game's the best.
All we played really was Halo. Just because that was the
most
game. Yeah. I remember having to, scrounge up dollars to buy Xbox Live so we could, play.
We were blessed enough to not have internet, so we didn't have to pay for Xbox Live.
Or you'd get the games that have the free month. I'd love that shit.
We would have to do the LAN parties, so that was always a thing. Is we were trying to get everybody together and hook our Xboxes up and play Halo and Halo 2. And when the 360s came out, is honestly when we were the biggest into LAN parties.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we did that. I don't know if you remember when you were up here for Matt's funeral. After the funeral, we went over to Alex's house.
Yep.
So that garage is where we spent most of like middle school and high school. We'd bring all the Xboxes over everything, hop on live, and we'd all be in the same, team, play all night. We'd do Halo, Dying Light, all those games. Way too fun.
That just
So way
makes
too
me
many hours.
want to do that to my garage. That's all that makes me want to do.
Oh yeah, you back in the day, we would just be able to drive over there. Alex's parents were real cool. You'd just walk in and she'd be like, "Oh, hey," like bringing all the stuff over, set everything up. They had this big bar out there that, you could fit, 3 or 4 TVs on, and they were on the big screen, and a couple other computers too that you'd hook up your Xbox to the monitor. Way too much fun. Oh. But reverting back to the Steam sale, they're having a little sale. Dying Light 2, it's their 1-year anniversary.
Okay.
It's 50% off. It's,
How much is that?
$30. So instead of 60. And I never played the second one. I played the first one a lot.
When did it come out?
A year ago.
Okay.
So it's been out for a year.
I've never played any Dying Light game.
The first one is just a free running, you craft your own weapons type thing, like a zombie apocalypse type thing takes over in the city you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And you're up against a rival gang that just has all the necessary medicine and all this stuff that they're hoarding. The main character, or the main bad guy's name is Ryzen, from what I remember. But I would always get on with friends, and because it was co-op and you could just free run around, just mess stuff up. And zombies got they were there all the time, but during the day they were kind of the slow moving, not too crazy zombies. And then at night, they flipped a switch and they just went batshit crazy. They're fast as hell.
So you got be in fortified stuff.
Yeah, but you would double up you'd get double XP if you were out at night. So you'd have to take advantage of the free running parkour type stuff.
Oh, okay, got you. Interesting.
Yeah, way fun game.
I'll have to get it. I'll look at some videos and evaluate if I want to pay $30 for it.
Yeah, even I've looked at the first one, looking to get the first one again, but the second one has it's mostly positive. I think that's what it is on Steam.
Is it multiplayer?
So I talked to my brother. He played through it and he really likes it. At the beginning they didn't have co-op. I don't know why they wouldn't have co-op. Just from the previous one being co-op. So I'll have to check that out, but it got everybody gave it 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Yeah, PC gamers, 8.4 out of 10, a massive, exciting sandbox. 9.5 out of 10 from Game Informer, a monster of a sequel. So,
I mean, it sounds really fun. Survival games are good. I always enjoy a good survival game, and zombies are a good theme to have on a survival game.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth getting if you like it. And it looks like they already have some DLC. Looks like they have a lot of DLC, but I don't know if it's... Oh, I guess it is. They released it multiplayer. They released the multiplayer on it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we can, as a group, agree to get it, that's what.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Oh. And then I think just the last thing I want to throw in there, I meant to say this last week, but I peeped the sale. It's still going on. On the Epic Store, you can get The Sims 4 for free.
I actually, Lee said something about Delaney playing that, and I immediately got on it and played it for 4 hours one day. It's pretty fun. For it being free, I'll play it for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played a Sims game for 20 years, so.
Yeah, it had been a very long time for me, and it's exactly the same. The work thing took me a minute to figure out how to do extra stuff, but about to get a promotion.
Yeah, so if you like The Sims, Epic Store has it. Just go cop that. And it is the 11th of February right now, so whenever you're listening to this, it may not be on there anymore. It may be still on there, but it's been on there for about a week or so. Any other gaming topics? Anything you can think of? Any games you're looking forward to?
I think we got through all of them. Did you download Bloons when it was free?
I might have.
I mean, I've been playing
That's
that
the
game
Epic
more.
Store.
Yeah, it's
See.
it's a tower defense game. I only mention it because I recently.
Oh yeah, I got it.
So I don't know if you've ever played any Bloons game, but
Nope.
you pop balloons with monkeys. That's the whole point of the game. But the monkeys have darts or different things that they throw at the balloons to pop them. And then there's different tiers and types of towers that you can put down. The reason that I mention it, I've been playing a lot, and you can buy certain heroes, which are like, you could have one hero in your list of towers in each match. And I unlocked the sword lady. She's pretty expensive, but she's the best. You got to get her if you're playing balloons. Sword lady.
I might check it out. I don't know. Normally my fallback game, so whenever I'll get home from work and just want to like decompress, I'll just get on Teamfight Tactics. So
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm going to try and work that in more because Bloons is only fun for like one match, and then you're done with it because it's the same thing every single time. It's not like it's ever going to get more exciting. And then the different types are sometimes frustrating, and it can be hard on the different maps. So, looking forward to getting more into Teamfight Tactics.
gotcha. Well, all right. If we're done with the gaming part, we'll move on to sports. Biggest topic is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, really a big week in sports in general with the Super Bowl and the NBA trade deadline happening. The Super
And the
Bowl
UFC.
and the UFC. I don't know what's going on in the UFC.
We'll get to it, but
Okay.
yeah.
I haven't paid
figure we
attention to
start
that.
with the Super Bowl and what's happened Super Bowl week and all that.
I guess it is the thing that most people would be interested in.
Who do you have? Chiefs or Eagles?
I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I think that the Chiefs will win. I like the Chiefs
Why?
only because of Patrick Mahomes, and it's a selfish reason. I hate Tom Brady. I don't like that Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever. Patrick Mahomes has the best chance of being the best quarterback ever
Jalen
right
Hurts could.
now. No, it's got to be Patrick Mahomes. The whole 5,000 yards plus 50 touchdowns plus multiple times. He's already got 2 MVPs. If he wins the Super Bowl, he'll have 2 Super Bowls. If he gets Super Bowl MVP, it's 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's just on track to be better than Brady, which is something that I really need in the span of my lifetime, just to make up for specific events.
All right, well, this is where we disagree because the Eagles need to win. I don't need to see another Chiefs Super Bowl in my lifetime.
And I understand that, and I'm sorry that I kind of want the Chiefs to win.
So I hope the Saints are good this year and the Panthers. Maybe even the Buccaneers.
I don't mind the Bucks. I really don't hate the Panthers, but I absolutely hate the Saints.
I hope Derek Carr goes to the Saints.
I do too, but because I think it's going to be bad for the Saints.
And then we'll get a good draft pick, hopefully, from them.
That would be great. That would be
So
ideal for me.
But yeah, Eagles, I'm I want the Eagles to win just because that was Matt's favorite team. Be good for them to win again.
I'm with that. I've always had a hatred of Philadelphia. It's the only reason.
Yeah, their fans kind of suck, but I remember going to a Redskins game back when they were called the Redskins with my buddy Kidwell, and they were playing the Eagles, and the tailgating was an absolute nightmare. People were just smashing in people's back windows of their cars, fights. Yeah, it was nuts.
That's
Like,
crazy.
they don't mess around.
I've been to, I think, 2 Eagles games in my life in Atlanta. And I know one time, so the one that we won, an Eagles fan tried to fight me, and I was like 15, and he was like 25. He came and like tried to push me over the rails when
No.
when we were leaving. The other one was when Michael Vick came back to Atlanta as an Eagle and beat our ass, and the whole stadium chanted, "We want Vic," and it was so sad as a little 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So I have a special hatred for the Eagles in my heart.
But the Eagles coach of that time's on the Chiefs, so you can't like the Chiefs either. Well, Andy
I
Reid.
never hated Andy Reid. He's hilarious to me.
He's LDS.
Is he?
Yeah.
It makes sense. He's a good dude. I really like Andy Reid. He has been talking about like the rap music that he likes. And I remember last time that they won the Super Bowl, they were like, "Andy Reid, what will you do now?" And he was like, "I'm going to go have a cheeseburger with double cheese."
Yeah.
So my kind of dude.
Oh. Another big thing is that it's 2 brothers are playing against each other in the Super Bowl. That's the Kelsey.
Yeah, that is interesting.
The center for the Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Kelsey, and then the tight end, Travis Kelsey for the Chiefs.
And they're actually both starters, and they're both really good. Travis Kelsey is like, in our fantasy league, we fight over him every year to get him first. So I think he got drafted in the 2nd round last year in our fantasy league because we're really good tight ends.
He is the best tight end.
Yeah.
So.
And then Jason Kelsey is also, he's a mauler. He punishes people. He's good.
Yeah, and he got drafted late. He was like a 6th rounder.
I didn't know that.
Oh. Yeah, I was watching something this week. One of those YouTube videos or Facebook videos that just pop up when I'm bored. And it was going through how the the Chiefs were originally supposed to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
But then they drafted Rodney Hudson in like the 2nd or 3rd round. So he was like, well, looks like I'm not going there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, 6th round rolled around and Andy Reid called him and, you ready to be an Eagle? And told him a bunch of stuff and was like, all right, what did I just say? He didn't know anything. He was like, dude, you're coming to the NFL. You gotta be on top of your shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're both excellent players. So it'll be good. Eagles need to win though.
I think it's the first time, if I remember correctly, that 2 brothers have played against each other as players.
Probably.
I know that.
Yeah, because the coaches.
The Harbaughs did it as coaches.
So. But yeah, I think that's the big thing. If the Chiefs don't get Travis Kelsey going, they won't win. So.
Probably true.
And the Eagles have the defense to stuff them up. So.
They do. The Eagles have a great defense. It's very likely that the Eagles do win. I just want Patrick Mahomes to win. I don't want the Chiefs to win, if that makes it any better.
Oh. Yeah. I hope it's a high-scoring game. It needs to be fireworks and explosions and everything. Needs to be a good Super Bowl. Yeah.
Are you doing anything?
I've got a buddies. So I just moved back into the area within the past year.
Mm-hmm.
And every Super Bowl, I get an invite from the other fantasy league I'm in with my friends Mike and all of them. buddy Dustin always does a Super Bowl party and always get invited. All the friends from back in the day that we'd go to like rock, like the hard rock shows, the metal shows around here. But I just didn't live around here, so I couldn't go. This is the first time I've been back that I can actually go, so
Nice.
I'm gonna check it out.
Cool.
See a couple of friends from years ago that I haven't seen. So
Yeah, we're kind of far away from everybody, so we're just gonna like cook. I'm gonna grill some cheeseburgers and hot dogs, and I think that maybe a friend from work is gonna come over, but Lauren and I, regardless, will just watch the game.
that kind of, and I'll put a little teaser in here that'll, if you're looking to cook a dip or something, that we have on this episode at the end. It's gonna be a buffalo chicken dip
Oh, that's
that I
right.
made.
Yeah,
So
I might try and convince Lauren to make that. See what it's talking about.
it's good. You can't beat it for buffalo chicken dips. So
We need to get some more stuff. I need more like snacks to eat.
it's definitely a snacker thing right there.
Yeah.
And it's real easy to make. So the only other thing I want to say about Super Bowl week is, so I watched Pat McAfee, and he's been on Radio Row, and they just got told, I think yesterday, Thursday or Friday, that Brett Favre is suing Pat McAfee for defamation.
Yeah.
Because Pat McAfee, he jokes around a lot. So when the news came up that Brett Favre, is, I think it was about a month or two ago, he got brought up on charges that he was misusing Mississippi State athletic
Welfare funds.
Mississippi State welfare funds. He was getting paid for going to do appearances that he never showed up for, stuff like that.
Correct.
Not allocating the right money to where it needed to go. And of course, people are going to jump on that. He's a big celebrity, but apparently Brett Favre did not like that. And so now he is suing Pat McAfee, one of the auditors that was part of the case, because Mississippi dropped it.
Oh,
They
did
dropped
they?
all. Yeah, that's Brett Favre. That's the only good thing that's coming out of Mississippi. So
Yeah, I mean, they do like Favre there.
I guess they can swallow, 80 million or cover it up.
I don't
But
know how much it was. I've always liked Brett Favre. I guess this puts a little stain on him, but
I mean, after
as
he
a player,
retired, he's been doing just dumb stuff.
I don't disagree with you, but
Yeah.
if someone said, "Hey, man, you want to have a beer with Brett Favre and go hang out on his farm, throw the pigskin?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah,
Well,
brother!
yeah.
I
So,
love Brett."
but yeah, he's suing Pat McAfee, Shannon Sharp, and some auditor that was on the case for defamation, which I just think is
It is wild.
it's ridiculous. So,
I mean,
but
probably
Pat
got the
McAfee's
ability.
all about it.
Is
He's
he?
like, he's like, let's do this.
They,
He's like, the truth will come out.
they both got lawyers, so we'll see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah, and Pat McAfee hasn't. The reason why he's suing him is because he claims that Pat McAfee made a bunch of money off of him because of it, which is whatever.
I don't
You
know
could-
if he's made more money. You can't. You probably. I don't think you can claim that he's made. Yeah, he hasn't profited any more than he would have otherwise from doing his show.
Yeah, I mean, he gives away money every day. Pat
McAfee does.
Oh yeah, he does giveaways every day. He just makes like people, do trick shots and all that stuff after, like, at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Since they have this huge, they call it the Coliseum, but they had like a huge, I think it was a church, rebuilt or reconstructed on the inside into their little podcast, weight room, gym, studio. It's really cool. So if you're ever on YouTube, I think they do like kind of a semi walkthrough of it.
Yeah, we're hoping to do something similar for our
Yeah,
podcast here
yeah.
as
With
time
me
goes on.
being in Virginia and you in Florida, we'll create something.
Whatever halfway is, somewhere around South Carolina.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just do it on Hilton Head Island. We'll just
Yep.
have a nice studio beachside.
And the plan right now, I think, is for both of us to just fly in when the show is going on. We could still live in our respective places.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to start a Patreon or start. We'll start doing something.
Yep.
Come up with those funds. So, but yeah, Super Bowl. I got the Eagles. You got the Chiefs. I guess next time we'll be on the podcast, you'll be saying, "Oh, Tom, you picked it right." I don't know why I went with the Chiefs.
I mean,
So.
we'll see.
All right, we'll turn to the UFC, which tonight, it's UFC 284. So the main card, I want to say, starts at 10. That's when it normally starts. They have prelims and early prelims.
That's so late. 10?
Well, the early prelims start at 6.
Okay.
Preliminary card starts at 8. Yeah, main card starts at 10, and there is five fights on the main card, so it'll go from 10 to a little over 12, because each one's probably like around 30 minutes, give or take.
Midnight?
Mm-hmm.
That's so late.
6. I mean, it's a Saturday, 6 to a little after 12 for all the UFC fights.
I was like in REM sleep by 9 p.m. last night, so it's going to be tough for me to.
Well, you caught up. Now you can,
yeah.
Now you can stay up. No, this one's going to be a good one. The main card, the main fight is a title fight between the current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev and the current featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski is challenging him for his lightweight belt. So, and if he wins that, he becomes a 2-division champ. Which,
gotcha. I do know who Islam is. That's what's his face's cousin, right?
Yeah, Habib's. Yeah.
Look at me, remembering stuff about the UFC.
So, if Islam loses, it'll be the 8th time in UFC history. Well, if he wins or loses, it doesn't matter. It's the 8th time in UFC history that champions in different divisions will fight for the same title. Volkanovski will become the 4th man to be champion in 2 divisions simultaneously and the 5th fighter overall.
Okay.
Conor McGregor did it at UFC 205, Daniel Cormier at 226, Amanda Nunes at UFC 232, and then most recently at 277, and then Henry Cejudo at 238. I want him to win.
The
Volkanovski.
Okay. So I understand now. Yeah, this is a big one.
It's a big fight.
Because of the implications.
Yeah, and the fight that is right before it is an interim featherweight championship bout between the number 2 fighter Yair Rodriguez and the number 5 featherweight fighter Josh Emmett. And so the interim fight,
Yeah, what's that mean?
they'll give them an interim belt. It kind of pretty much sets them up. Whoever wins this one will fight Volkanovski for the featherweight title.
Gotcha.
In a couple of months.
Okay.
It's just a way to keep people, I guess, interested.
Makes sense.
Because Volkanovski wanted to do the lightweight title, wants to challenge, and that's a bigger draw than just having another featherweight title fight. So always the chance to do a double champion is always going to draw in more.
Oh,
And
for
it's in
sure.
Perth, Australia, which is pretty cool. Because that's where Volkanovski's from.
That's unusual, right? They normally don't do them in Australia at all.
Now, I think this is like the 15th or 16th time in
Cool.
the whole span of the UFC. They normally have them in Vegas, or
Yeah.
they just recently started really going over to London, and that's only because of like Paddy Pimblett.
Hmm.
They just started having big um, European fighters.
So is it like someone in the main fight gets to pick, or how does it usually?
I
Or they,
think
I
they
guess they
just,
pick based on
yeah, they
that.
just pick. I think
Okay.
Volkanovski was like, I want to do this fight, in Australia. 2 weeks ago or whatever, when Brandon Moreno fought Davison Figueroa, Figueroa wanted, he was like, I want a title fight. I want to defend my title, but I've never defended it in my home country, Brazil. So
Mm. Oh,
so
I
they
remember
gave
that.
it to him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then that whole card was Brazilians. Every fight had a Brazilian on it. So it was pretty stacked as far
Cool.
as that. So, but that's the big UFC. The next couple of weeks are kind of whatever. We don't really have any good fights over the next weeks after this until March 4th, which is UFC 285, which is when John Jones comes back and Valentina Shevchenko defends her title. Bo Nichols is fighting again, which is like a up and coming, like super good wrestler.
Okay.
So, but we'll get more into that UFC fight next time we do a podcast.
More things to talk about. And as football is dying down, we'll be looking for more things like that to fill our time with.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot of football recently.
Yeah, which is understandable because playoffs. Yeah, we'll
Yep.
have March Madness coming up, so we'll just be shifting from more football heavy into whatever else is big.
Yep.
So, and on that transition, we'll get into the NBA basketball. What's happened this week?
Yeah, it's been a big week. NBA trade deadline was Thursday night, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that's right. A lot of big moves. The biggest move, obviously, Kevin Durant going to the Suns. Probably one of the best, top 2 or 3 player in the NBA. Unstoppable when he's not hurt. Can take over games by himself.
Yeah, and it was a big 4-team deal.
Yeah, a
Like
lot of
a
pieces
lot of moving
involved.
pieces.
Nets got a big haul from this, rightfully so, because it really sucks to lose a player like Kevin Durant. So yeah, Nets receive Bridges, Cam Johnson, Juan Pablo Valette. I don't think that he's a big player. But those other two, Bridges and Cam Johnson, are both like core pieces, good starters. They were doing great on the Suns. Both
Oh, okay.
pretty young. And then they also got 4 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks, and 2 second-round picks, which is a huge haul.
Yeah, so the next 5-6 years is just the Nets hopefully don't squander this.
Yeah, they can't trade first-round picks in back-to-back years, so it's every other year until 2029.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them's a pick swap instead of an actual pick. So 4 first rounds and a pick swap.
Oh,
Huge
okay.
haul. Um,
Whichever has. Oh, it's not even whatever has the better
it'll be no.
record.
So yeah, it'll be in favor of the Suns, I would imagine, or I'm not sure who it's in favor of, but it'll be that whoever has the better pick that year, the person who it's in favor of gets the better pick, and the other person gets the worst pick.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the Suns also lost Jay Crowder, who wanted out. He's going to Milwaukee. Good piece for them. Should
Oh
be
yeah.
help for Giannis. Middleton's been out a lot. It sets up the Suns nicely to make a run for the finals. The only people in the West that are really in their way now are the Nuggets, who only picked up a backup center, but that's all they needed.
Yeah, and the Suns got with Kevin Durant, they got TJ Warren, which was a Kevin Durant played with him before. Pretty sure. He was on the Nets. So it's not a unfamiliar face. And he
Yeah.
wasn't a bad player either.
And that's a team that, no, TJ Warren isn't bad, but it's a team that really Kevin Durant wanted to go to, and he's been wanting to go to for a while. He wants to play with Booker, who is his um, Olympic NBA, like USA basketball teammate.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on the Olympic team, and that's a great pairing. Having Booker, Chris Paul, and Ayton with Kevin Durant, that team is going to be unstoppable when they're all on the floor together.
Yeah, hopefully they mesh well together. That'd be the only thing that stops them.
I would like for Kevin Durant to do well. Other
Yeah.
big trades. Oh, continue.
Oh, I was gonna say he grew up and played around DC.
Did he?
Um, yeah, so they ended up playing a high school around here.
He's from Maryland, right?
Yeah, Maryland, DC area.
Okay.
I forget which high school he went to, but it was some prep high school, and they ended up playing one of the high schools in our area that my friend went to.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and watched Durant play back in the day
Really?
when he was in high school.
How tall was he then?
I mean, I don't think he was. This was like junior, senior year, so he had grown pretty much all the way. He was a tall, skinny, lanky dude. But he
Did they
dropped
know at the
like,
time?
oh yeah, he dropped like 50, 60 points.
Jesus.
Yeah, he completely dunked on him. It was awesome. So
He's an incredible player. I can't imagine seeing him against high school players. That'd be
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, he went to, I forget what high school he went to. High school. Kevin Durant High School. He went to um, National Christian Academy. Yeah, National Christian Academy, which was Fort Washington, Maryland. Oak Hill Academy, which was in Virginia. I think that was the one.
I've heard of Oak Hill. I think that's probably the one that he went to for money, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, it was just some, like, I guess, knock the rust off beginning of the season,
mhm.
and he just decimated them. It was awesome.
He's so ridiculous.
First
Being
time I saw a packed, high school build like gymnasium.
I've never been to anything like that in person. I've seen, I guess, games on TV, but that would be
Hmm.
it.
Oh. Also to round out that trade, the Pacers were the fourth team. They ended up getting George Hill, Serge Ibaka, which he hasn't been a big name in a while, so I wonder what he does.
I think that
He kind of fell off after the
I
Raptors
mean,
won.
I don't know if he's doing bad. He's been on the Bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been on the Bucks. He hasn't been doing great looking at his stats. Yeah, he's old, but I think that he lied about his age at some point and is much older than he says he is. There's a couple of those players that seem to be that way. But yeah, the Pacers
Oh, no
did.
kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he averages 10 minutes, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Yeah, nothing like he was playing in Toronto.
so he'll probably get a bigger role in
Yeah,
Indiana.
Indiana.
And that should be good for him. but I think he's older than he says he is.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And Pacers are looking to, I guess, tank the rest of the year. I don't think they're having a great year.
Yeah, just salary dump and collect some draft picks.
They got 3 future second-round picks, which second-round picks were the currency in this year's trade deadline. The Hawks traded 5 second-round picks in one trade.
For what? Who'd they get?
I can't remember his name. He's a dude, Sadiq Bey. He's
Oh, okay.
from Detroit, but it was in a 3-team trade, and actually, or maybe it was a 4-team trade. But the player that I think it's Gary Payton II, who the Trailblazers are sending to Golden State in the same trade, failed his physical, and apparently the Trailblazers were like lying about what kind of shape he was actually in, and now it's putting the trade into jeopardy after the trade deadline is passed, which will cause like over $100 million in tax implications for the Warriors, who were making that trade to get under the tax.
Oh, okay.
So there's going to be a big thing that happens if this trade doesn't go through because of the physical. So super interesting, and also it would suck for the Hawks because we got Sadiq Bey for 5 second-round picks, and he's a quality player. Would be a great addition for the Hawks. Something that we need. We're kind of middling around 500 right now, but we're on an uptick and adding a great player for, or at least a quality level player for second round picks is a great addition for the Hawks. So I'm happy about what they did at the trade deadline. But second round picks for the currency, they were flying around. There were like 3 or 4 teams that are trades that all included 5 second round picks.
Just a bunch of second rounders.
Yep.
The Lakers finally got rid of Westbrook.
Yes, they did. And it's likely, I think that I've heard that he's going to get bought out. So the Jazz got Westbrook and a first round pick and some other players probably just to match salary or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Jazz are racking up picks, first round picks. I think Danny Ainge is their GM. He's the same one that racked up all the picks for
the Celtics, right?
Yeah, he's done it like several times now. He's like made teams have assets and move them into a good position to win. He's a good GM. So they're racking up first round picks. They traded away Rudy Gobert, and who's the good guard that the Jazz had that they just traded to the
Donovan
Cavs?
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. So they've got so many first round picks now forever. Good move for them. He'll probably get bought out and go to the Clippers, is what I've heard. And the Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. They're trying to do everything they can to make a push for LeBron. LeBron broke the scoring record since our last podcast. He's now the all-time leader in points in the NBA over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Really, this trade just seems like a gift for LeBron, because the Lakers didn't give anything up except for Russell Westbrook, who is an awful fit with their team, and a second round pick.
Yeah.
Oh, one first round pick. They give up 1 first round pick.
Yeah, which Russell Westbrook wasn't doing horrible for the Lakers off the bench.
He's not bad. Russell Westbrook is not a good player, but he can't play with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Any two, like him on the court with either of them is bad. So yes, off the bench, he's great. Honestly, when he goes to the Clippers, he'll be great because they don't have a single ball handler. And that's all that they need is someone to be athletic, dribble the ball, play defense, and pass it. And he's good at that. They've got Kawhi and Paul George.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, which
huge for them.
Back.
Yep, he'll be good with LeBron. I know that the Jazz were tired of him, or the Timberwolves were tired of D'Angelo Russell. He was openly like talking shit about Rudy Gobert in the locker room.
Oh yeah,
and was just being toxic. LeBron will handle all that and put him in place and make him do what he's supposed to do. I think it's a huge move for the Lakers. Also, Malik Beasley is a great 3-point shooter, so that's something that the Lakers desperately needed. D'Angelo Russell brings good 3-point shooting. It's going to open up the Lakers to make a push, but going up against the Suns and the Nuggets, I don't think that they're going to be able to do it in the West.
No. And, well, are the Mavericks in the West too, or are they
Mavs
East?
are in the West. That's another huge trade that happened not right at the trade deadline like these other trades, but it happened a couple days before obtaining Kyrie Irving from the Nets, which is ultimately what spurred the Nets to trade away Kevin Durant.
So the Mavericks got Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris, which Markieff Morris is a good big man.
I don't like the Morris brothers.
Yeah, they're not too likable, but they are good. They're not great, but they're good mid-level, spot players.
I think they're little bitches.
Yeah. And the Nets got from the Mavs Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2029 first round pick, and 2 future second round picks. So not a bad haul for the Nets. Overall, I think they are just going to be never-ending rebuilds.
They had to get rid of Kyrie.
The thing is that so the Lakers were doing everything to try and get Kyrie, but the GM for the Nets was like, "No, you're not going to the Lakers."
And honestly, if you're any team, you want Kyrie to go to another team because he's awful in the locker room. He's going to make them the center of media attention. He's going to say some good things, inappropriate things, and draw attention to himself. He's the Kanye of the NBA. So,
and LeBron's really the only one who can
truly
handle him.
I think Luka isn't a bad person to pair him with, just because Luka is too aloof to like get into that sort of stuff. Jason Kidd's a good coach. Maybe he can handle the personalities, but I don't know.
Well, Jason Kidd coached him before, though, right? On the Nets, or was that sure. Did they come after he got fired from the Nets?
I think that it was after. They came in with who's the Suns guard that can shoot?
Oh, Nash. Okay, yeah, that might be it then.
Yeah. But I think Jason Kidd should be able to handle it, but still, what's going to happen? What is he going to do? At least he's in Texas where things are less New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the best place for Kyrie.
So, but yeah, the All-Star, is this coming up this week, next week?
I guess it's soon. I know that all the teams are all announced now, and even the backups are announced. Trae Young is not in it.
Yeah. So, All-Star Weekend will take place Salt Lake City, Utah, February 17th through the 19th, so next week.
Okay.
Next weekend.
How exciting to get to go to Salt Lake City for a weekend for the NBA players.
Salt Lake, everybody thinks it's, and it is, LDS, Mormon Central and all that, but there's a lot of bad stuff there too. There's strip club. There's everything that every other place. It's not like just Mormons on every corner. So
yeah.
They can find whatever they want. I actually drove down when I was going to Rick's wedding. I flew out of Salt Lake and I drove down there. I stayed at the worst hotel.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a knack for picking out the worst hotels.
If you look for good prices, it's easy to do.
Yeah, people lie. People lie about what they put on the web pages. They do not look the same. But going into that, Utah's a nice area. Especially, it's not as nice right now because it's snowing and everything. It's just I'm not the biggest snow person living in Idaho and all of that, and having just months of just snow dumped on you and seasonal winter depression. No sun.
Florida's great. I haven't seen snow down here ever. It's perfect.
I haven't really seen snow in Virginia, which has been awesome. And it was like 50 degrees yesterday. So compared to like 10 degrees or 18 right now. But yeah, they should have fun next weekend. And that'll kind of, All-Star Week's kind of the halfway point, right?
Yeah, and so with the trade deadline, All-Star Week, we get into the second half of the season, and we'll really see how the teams are going to end up going into the playoffs. I'm excited for the NBA playoffs, regardless. That's my favorite time of the year with the NBA. I love the tournament-style playoffs because they get to play the 7 games. Best of 7 is way better than just one and done.
Yeah.
The better
And
team
they
actually
play.
wins. Yep.
They don't kind of, putter around and then try and win it at the last minute.
Yeah, the players try a lot harder. The games are better. They actually study each other and are aware. It's more game like, I guess.
More basketball.
Yeah, more basketball. In the NFL, they try every week. In the NBA, they don't.
Yeah, too many games to try hard.
82 game season. It's rough.
But I think that's it for sports.
That's all we got.
Like I'd mentioned earlier, recipe of the week. Since it's the Super Bowl weekend, I went ahead and did a dip, which is the buffalo chicken dip, which you'll be kindly watching if you're on the YouTube right now. If you're on audio only, you're not gonna be able to watch it. And I'm not gonna put you through the hell of just listening to me talking about cooking it. So
ups and downs there.
Yeah, if you're on audio only and you want to see the recipe, see how it's made, and all the other recipes that I have made before, you go to the We Game We Entertain YouTube channel, and you can watch them all there. And you can watch us do this podcast on there. So
the recipes are available by themselves. You don't have to watch the whole podcast. If you've already listened to it, you can just get that nice little piece at the end.
Yep, standalone videos. So, and I've also put them together in a playlist. So,
very nice.
But we'll go ahead and roll the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. This is a new recipe. We're gonna do buffalo chicken dip. So we have shredded chicken right there, blue cheese crumbles, sour cream, cream cheese, hot sauce, and some ranch. So we're gonna start out by opening the blue cheese. And we're going to be measuring out a half a cup of blue cheese and putting it into the bowl. After that, you want to dump the cream cheese in. It's just 1 8-ounce packet. And then a half cup of sour cream. Then you're going to want to move on to the hot sauce. And I went ahead and put a half cup in, but you can put as much as you'd like. Viewer discretion, I guess, if you want to call that. And then you want to put a half cup of ranch. And then after you get all those ingredients, you want to add all the chicken. I don't know why I measured it out on screen because I had already pre-measured it. It's 2 cups. Like I said before, you can measure or you can have as much as you like in there. I just kind of went with that just to have a good chicken to dip ratio. You want to stir everything in. Then also as kind of like an added bonus, I had some Frank's Red Hot seasoning that I went ahead and dumped on there too. I didn't really measure it out either. You're going to want to have your oven preheated at 400 degrees and get a little pie dish. I went ahead and sprayed it down with Pam, just on the off chance anything stuck to it. And then I spooned everything in, made sure everything pretty much laid flat, and then I had it in the oven for about 20 minutes. after that initial 20 minutes in the oven's done with, you're going to want to put some shredded cheddar cheese on. You can go with any cheese, but I just like cheddar cheese because it kind of goes with it. Once you lay just a little layer of it on top, you're going to want to put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes. And then after that 10 minutes is up, it's going to come out and it's going to look like this. I went ahead and also garnished it with green onions. After that, I hit it with some tortilla chips. It's absolutely amazing. Can't go wrong with buffalo chicken dip. Let me know if you guys make it in the comments. Remember,
Thanks for joining us.
and you guys have a good weekend. We are the We Eat, We Game, We Entertain podcast. You guys have a good weekend.